Hello everyone. So in the last video we created a post requests and we created new entries in our database through post request which we can get um, but this doesn't work because my server is not running. Okay, let me start the server. uh, okay, so now if I get the post, it returns all the posts in our database. Okay, so in this video, first of all, we're gonna start with sending the data from the front end to the back end. So how we can do that is I have created a few requests here. You can create a new request by pressing the plus button, or you can select a request that you previously created and press Ctrl D to duplicate it and give it a different name. So I created a post request here, so I don't have to like continuously change the request type here. So this is the URL which we are gonna use to create a new post, and we're gonna send some data from this request to our backend. So how we can do that is go into the body section and select JSON. Okay, here we're gonna type the title and the description which our API uses to create a new post. So let's type a title. This is gonna be a new post. Actually, this is a double quotes and a description. This is gonna be a new description for a new post. Okay, so in our API, let's create a console log here. Console.log this, and we're gonna console log the request.body, which will contain our body data which we are sending through our HTTP request. So let's send this, and I should have commented out the creating of the post, but you can see like it returned undefined because this console log returned undefined because our API doesn't understand JSON data. So in order for our API to understand JSON data, use app.use express.json. So what this will do is it will tell our Express app that it can expect JSON data to arrive. So now if I save this and our server gets restarted, now if I send it, actually first let's comment this out so I don't create a new post because we created a new post here accidentally. Never mind, we'll update it or delete it later. Okay, so yeah, let's just send this new post 1 and new post 1. Okay, let's send this request, and if I see in the console, as you can see here, this time it returned us the body element which we sent from the front end to this place, to our API. Okay, so now we can use this body data to create a new post here. Okay, so since we know what we are gonna send from the front end, I'm just gonna remove this object and type in request.body, and this will create a new post for us with the data we send. I'm gonna also remove this console log. Okay, it's much simpler now. Now let's send a new request, and it created a new post for us with new post 1 and the description we sent. Now if I get all the posts, as you can see, it was also created. All right, nice. So next, let's work on updating our post. So create a new request from here and change the request type to patch, and grab an ID from one of the posts here. So I'm gonna grab the ID for this post here, and I'm gonna type the URL for localhost 3000/posts, and I'm gonna give it the ID that I just copied. This is the app.patch/post/:id. So the ID will be this, and the value we're gonna update is we're gonna send it through the body tag. Alright, so let's first work on the code here. And all these requests are pretty simple, because uh, they are pretty common requests, and Mongoose just makes it really easy for us to perform these functions on our database. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do post model dot find by ID and update, and this is gonna be request dot params dot ID. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use $set and request dot body. So what this line does is it's gonna find a post with which has the same ID as request.params.id. This is the ID we sent from here, and it's gonna set its values. So if we send only title from the front end, it's just gonna update the title value for that post which we found here. So all the other values like description, updated ad will remain the same. If we just send the title, then it will only update the title. If we don't use the set function, it will just replace the post with another post which has uh, it will not another post, well, it will just update the object of it to only have the title field, and all the other fields like description and updated ad will all be removed because they will not be like contained in the request.body. So this is why we use the set keyword here for in Mongoose, so to update only the specified fields. Okay, so this is async function. We need to await it, and let's create a helper function here. I'm gonna name it request response, and it's gonna take a status code and a message, and it will just return us an object which will be status code and message. So in our patch request, return response dot send, and request response, the status code will be, actually let's look up the status code just now. API status code for update success. Okay, so it's the status code of 200. You can check out all the status code what 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500 does. Let's minimize this. So it's gonna be status code of 200 and a message with post updated. All right, so this will work. This will probably work, and let's test this out. Now, if I first get all of our posts here, this is this is the post we're gonna update. The second one, I'm gonna copy the ID again, go to the patch and repaste it just to be sure, and I'm gonna update its title with patched during video recording. Okay, let's update it. And there was an error here. Okay, so find by ID and update is not a function. Okay, so the problem was I accidentally typed capital F here. Uh, that was the issue. So let's save our API and let's rerun our request. And as you can see, this time it returned us a response of status code 200 and post updated. Now if I get all the posts here again, as you can see, the title was updated to patched during video recording. Now let's rerun it, and this time instead of just updating the title, let's update the description also. So description and patched description. So let's update this title to be also 1 2 3 4 5, just to see that it updated both title and description. So let's send this request and it got updated again. And if I rerun this, as you can see, the description and title were both updated. All right, next let's work on the replace post. All right, so replacing it is also pretty simple. We're just gonna use a different function, post model dot find one and re replace. So to find this, we're gonna use an object here, underscore id, which will be request dot params dot id, and the update value will be just request dot body, because we will be sending the whole body similar to the body we sent in the post request to update to replace our object. And let's return replaced. Okay, so let's test this out also, and copy this. I have created a put request also here. You can also create it. It will be really helpful. It is really helpful to create new requests this way here, and you can also organize requests, which we will do later on in the series by creating folders for different requests. So all your requests, for example, if you have multiple type of requests for comments and multiple requests for posts, you can organize all of them with folders. And this body is pretty okay. I'm fine with this. And let's just, okay, I first need to change the ID here. Okay, I'm gonna copy the ID here, paste this here, and send it, and it replaced our post. Now if I check this, as you can see, it updated our replaced our posts with new values. All right, I guess let's first do the getting of the single post. This is also pretty simple. Const post is equal to uh, await post model dot find by id request dot params dot id, and make this async. Now let's just return the post here. Okay, this will also this will also work. Put in the ID here of our new request here, and as you can see, it returned our single post. Okay, great. So now let's delete a post here. All right, to delete a post, this is also pretty simple. All these functions are pretty simple. Post model dot find by ID and delete. This is gonna just take request dot params dot ID mark this as async, and um, request response 200 post deleted. Let's first check status code for delete. Okay, it's 202 now. Let's send a proper response here. Now let's create a new, actually let's copy, duplicate this, delete, and this is gonna be a delete request. That was my phone, not yours. So I'm gonna create this new post, delete this new post one. Copy the ID for the post and just send a delete request, I guess. Remove the body, we don't need it. Even if we send the body, it doesn't really matter because we're not doing anything with it. But let's just delete it. So yeah, so this probably deleted it. And now if I see uh, all the posts here, as you can see, it removed our last post. Okay, nice. So with this, we have set up all the API endpoints for our API. But this API is super simple. So next up, we're gonna start with refactoring the code, and we're gonna use the MVC model so we can structure our API um, in such a way that all our code is not just contained in a single file, and we're gonna set up a structure for this. So as our API grows and more types of requests get added to this, we can like improve this. And also we can use authentication with this because we're gonna add authentication and comments features to this API also. All right, bye.